What's going on, everybody? It's Rockman 3K3.
My name's Leroy.
And you have stumbled upon, because you're in the best, the greatest of all time, the Nerd Plate, as well as the first day, the first ever Third Plate Conference. That's right, son. Third Plate.
But Rockman, what's the Third Plate Conference?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked, random person that be watching our shows religiously and listening to our shit religiously. The Third Plate is all about our take on the big conference that happens every summer. Maybe you know about it. It's not important. Anyway, we tell you about all the great shit that's coming out from the big guys like Microsoft, Nintendo. Sony didn't show, but all the other motherfuckers that came out here. And
these bastards didn't show up, and everybody the fuck else that doesn't really matter.
Doesn't really matter. But we tell you about the hot conferences coming out and all the hot games. And we got so much going on. This is the first day, and of course, we started with what came out really first as a heavy hitter, which is Microsoft. And we got a nice special guest here today. And we're going to bring him out.
Right. I'm going to give him a little intro.
Give him an intro. Give him a man's right. Do a man's right.
Podcasting for over 4 years.
Let him know.
The only, I think he's a second degree black belt. I don't know. He's a black belt in, I can't remember the art. I asked him every time. Kuksu One. I knew it. He's a Kuksu One master. Yes. The only nigga I know who's more passionate about graphics and fucking sound than the actual game sometimes.
True.
Classic Microsoft stan.
A real life Black Dynamite.
Real life Black Dynamite. He is the crazy nigga, apparently, of the group. The crazy nigga of the group.
He even tied with Chuck Norris once. I dare you look that shit up. Dare you, B. Dare you.
The one, the only, Real Shogun Beats.
Oh, there he is. Oh.
What up, y'all?
Watch out for the combinations, baby.
I love
it.
Hands up.
Boy. What up, Nerd Plate?
What's up, guys? What's up?
Shogun.
What's up?
Shogun. Oh boy,
before we start, go ahead, share your
yes, tell the people.
Sell yourself, you know what I'm saying?
All right, well, the name is Shogun. I'm one half of the Government Name Podcast, where we are the checks and balances of social commentary. Two assholes that make one gigantic ass full of that shit that you need to hear.
Hey, man.
And this week, I'm joining the Nerd Plate to talk about some video games. And it's some interesting things have happened.
Indeed.
Good time.
And today we gonna hit something that you love to talk about. Well, you defend, which in good right, I like to defend it too. Rockman doesn't particularly like him, but
all right.
It's okay. I know he wrong sometimes. He wrong.
I gave them props this time. I'm actually giving them props this time.
You did. It's very rare though. It's weird. We're gonna talk. We'll talk about the Nintendo one on Friday, but
right.
It was weird because when the Nintendo shit was happening, I was the one freaking out. And when the Microsoft shit happened, you were the one freaking out. Mm-hmm. So I was must be Bizarro World or something.
Probably that and the sleep schedule. But still, I still rep Nintendo to the death. Y'all already know what it is.
We know it, brother. And I currently I'm repping Vault Tech.
Repping Cowboy Bebop, but y'all already know.
Bethesda send me a check.
I got this from 5 and Below, bro. It was
and it's legendary. Legendary.
You know what I'm saying?
So the thing that I wanted to say is I don't rep Microsoft. I know it might seem like I do. Well,
you stand them.
I don't know if I'm a stand, but that's fine. I'll take it. I'm a consumer who speaks with my wallet. And Microsoft's value proposition is bar none. You cannot fight their value.
Facts.
And so, unfortunately, that's where my money's been going towards. It's like, they give me the best bang for the buck. And that's why I'm like, this is such a great deal. Y'all got to get on top of this. But I'll take being a stand too. I'm cool with that.
Well,
it's value first when it comes with me.
I guess in the sense of what we are as a podcast, or at least what this is as a podcast, there's 3 people here. There's 3 major companies. I don't care about PlayStation enough to stand them, but this we know for a fact this nigga right here is gonna say Microsoft. I mean not Microsoft, Nintendo. Until he die. Like Nintendo could do everything short of stab babies and burn down hospitals.
But them games look like though. The new Legend of Zelda popping? Okay.
Let's talk about it.
I try to keep it fair though. Like I call out a lot of things that Microsoft has done wrong, but lately they haven't done anything wrong. So I'm like, yo, look, this is a good idea.
You're all right.
So,
and we had to bring you on anyway because you do a better job of what I don't do. Is you look at things objectively, and you try to. You do a better job than me. Me, I'm the impulsive one. I
told you Fauci was lying. No, I'm just joking. We're not doing that here. We're not doing that here.
Not that type of show. Not that type
right.
I told you. Oh man.
Great.
So let's jump right into it.
Let's do it.
So of course Microsoft came out on what?
Microsoft. Yeah, it was like I want to say Wednesday or Thursday setup.
It was a Thursday.
Yeah, I think it was a Thursday.
It was the 13th. Wasn't it the 13th?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should know this, but it's okay. Dates don't matter.
Hey, dates do not
It
matter.
was E3 Microsoft conference. Boom.
And we got a whole bunch of games they talked about. Now, of course, we know about the big one that was just like, oh my gosh, that me and Shogun talked about a lot, because we grew up on.
It's about time.
Even Leroy grew up on. We won't start on that first, though. We'll save that for later. But let's start off with some of the small stuff. So one of the things I got down here is the Ascent. Now I'm super excited for the Ascent. I have that already downloaded. And this is and I wanted to start here because this is what the overall theme of Microsoft was, is that no matter how crazy and big the announcements were, one of the most amazing things, and I'll give them super props on this, is that the majority of the things announced at the Microsoft E3 is on Game Pass. And I mean, that's
games.
Just, bro, that's a phenomenal
30
deal.
games and 27 out of those 30 games are on Game Pass.
Phenomenal shit. Like the Ascent, which, like I said, I cannot wait to play. I have that pre-downloaded. Even Eudalon Chronicles, which I was just like, yo, I can't wait to play that. They're coming to Xbox One and Xbox X and S. So, and PC. So it was one of the most phenomenal things to see them announce such a well-rounded announcement sheet, and like all that shit that's coming to like Game Pass day one is just beautiful. So we're not gonna be able to hit all of them because there's so many games and there's so many indie games as well. But we're gonna try to get to a lot. But I do want to start with Ascent. Shogun, like we said, being that you like Microsoft things, and you know, like you said, like, and I don't consider you a stan. I know.
You call me one. It's fine.
I don't. Like, I'm just like, I know
you call me a fanboy.
I'll call you a fanboy. I'll call you that. But like, I don't really call you a stan. Like you said, it is a value because you did call them out the last time when everybody wasn't happy with their last announcements. Which we were just like, no, it was still pretty good. But you're like,
I was happy with Halo at that time, and I did see the pop in and all that stuff, but it didn't really bother me because I was looking at gameplay. Like, I think, to go off on a tangent real quick, I feel like gamers are so entitled with,
spoiled.
I don't want to call us entitled and spoiled, but that's the only word that fits it. But at the same time, you're asking for a lot. Like, the companies are charging up to $70 for a game. That shit has to be perfect. You can't give me another. You can't give me another.
You can't give me a 1/3 of a game and not.
You can't give me an Anthem.
That's another thing too. Like, I get how like some developers like, oh, gamers are so anal. But like you said, if I'm paying fucking $69.99, yo, you gotta come with it.
You gotta come with it, bro. And
you gotta give me some quality shit.
That's the big divide right now when it comes to the latest games. Is like, your game better be quality.
Exactly.
These are facts.
And you're excited about the Ascent.
Oh yeah, bro. Oh yeah, because it looks good. It's got that feel of being like the multiplayer. I don't know if you remember Smash TV from Nintendo from a while back.
Come on, bro. Don't play me like that,
man, dude.
Don't play me like that.
it feels like that. But with like updated graphics, right? With updated graphics, it feels like it's gonna have that customization and that craziness. And I was a huge fan of those games back in the day because a lot of people don't even know about Loaded that was on PlayStation.
Oh yeah,
that was just like a super kill spree. Yeah. But that's what this feels like. So I was like, yo, I definitely want to play this.
Yeah,
so I was super excited for that.
It looks dope. I am not interested at all in the Ascent.
Really?
I don't know why. That game does not speak to me. It's a top-down asymmetrical shooter or whatever they call. I don't care.
Okay.
That's just me. But it looks cool. But I would definitely try it out. You know why?
What is
It's
that?
gonna be on Game Pass
For free. No.
Well, it's not free. I pay for that shit, but I don't have to pay $70 for that one game.
Right. So yeah, that's the one that I was like super excited about. I've been excited even before. Excuse me. They announced it because when they first like announced it under the radar, I was like, "Yo, this looks good." And I saw a trailer. I was like, "Hell yeah!" So that's the first one. The next game I kind of want to go into.
I know something that he's probably going to be excited about.
Which one?
Because I know his type. It's probably going to be about Forza.
I mean, we're going to get there.
I am excited about Forza, and I cannot tell you why I'm excited about Forza.
You guys want to go ahead and talk about Forza?
Yeah, we could go ahead and talk about
Forza because it's some silly shit in here. Other than them moving to Mexico. Sure.
Wow. That was kind of racist too, the pinata mode. I'm like,
I got you. Yeah, it's a little weird about the culture thing. I don't know their culture, so I can't say if it's racist or not.
Right.
Like, you're distilling them down to a pinata.
Right.
It's like,
And I mean, it's not even like Viva Pinata.
They also had, they had Viva Pinata.
Yeah, but they didn't even play it off of that. I was like,
but they made sure they featured people who are from that culture.
Right.
They got them to do the voiceovers.
I really felt like that was just like, hey, look, we got them right here. Okay.
I mean, you got to look at it though.
I'm not taking away from it. I get it.
I feel like Mexico is definitely a rich territory, and Microsoft is definitely growing in Mexico. Like their fan fest, I think they had in Mexico a couple years ago. So I can't knock it.
Right.
It
definitely looks dope. Like the terrains are so.
Yeah, I was about to say that's really the gameplay trailer that I saw. I mean, it's the only reason I wanted to play it.
The best looking next gen game out there.
It's funny because it is still coming to the Xbox One because you can actually go ahead and download it now, which I thought that was hilarious. And that was another cool thing. No, yeah, and that's another cool thing about Microsoft is that a lot of those games they announced, they're just like, "Yo, go ahead and pre-download them," And I thought that was really cool because that was a good way. Like they're another company now because Nintendo used to do that with their demos. We're like, "Hey, you saw all those games? Here's the demo," and like now Microsoft's like, "Yo, you can just go ahead and download it." So that way, you already know what it looks like. You already know you want to play it. Go ahead and get it. So I like that. I hope that's a continued thing with all three because I thought that was really cool. I just like the fact that the customization is still there. The fact you can go anywhere, race with your friends. I mean, Forza, like I said, Forza is definitely taking the place that Gran Turismo used to have.
So this is the Horizon series. It doesn't have the customization.
It's not an original Forza product. You can paint that bitch. Okay. It's not like the original Forza where you could switch out turbos and camshafts, all that good stuff.
And I think it has light customization, but it's not as detailed as the other one. The main difference about Forza is it's an experience. Like you're actually driving. That's the main thing. So you're gonna do various events. So I mean the terrains change. They're gonna have circuit races, off-road races. You got to chase the airplanes and stuff. It just varies the type of gameplay that you're gonna run into. I did run into an issue. And I'm not sure if they've kind of cleared it up since then. But
tell them about this because we talked about that. Please tell them about
when they announced it. They said that they have ray tracing in Forza Vista mode, and it was like, wait, you guys have ray tracing in this game, or is it only in this certain mode? I've heard several different things about this game. One, that it's going to be in 4K and it's going to run at 30 frames, which that's great. And it's also got a performance mode. It's going to be, I think, 1440p and then 60 frames. Still okay. I kind of want 4K and 60
frames, but yeah.
It's very hard to maintain.
Play that shit on PC.
But exactly. The other issue is that ray tracing is not something that's going to always be available. It's not in there, but the Xbox is supposed to be the tower of power. It's supposed to be the strongest console ever. And you're still not producing games 4K 60 with ray tracing. But the other issue is even if you buy the latest and greatest video card, like you can get a 3090 right now, it's still gonna struggle to meet 4K 60 on the latest video cards, and those things are like $2,000 right now.
This shit will burn through your processor, bro.
If you got a box that's $500 that's doing close to 4K and 30 frames, that's actually a fucking amazing value. And again, that's where I'm coming from. It's like, if you're a gamer and if you one of these graphic whores like I am, you want the best experience you can possibly get. Right. But I also don't want to burn my bank up, in the process.
Or burn your computer up.
Yeah. I'm a little disappointed that it's not 4K 60, but I think they might do something different. They got that fidelity super, it's like a, what is that, checkerboard mode. They're doing a super checkerboard mode with AMD. I think that's going to help out a lot, where it basically uses the processing power to produce like a 1080p image, but it's actually going to output close to like 4K graphic wise.
Right.
So once they implement all that stuff, we'll see. If it's probably not going to happen in this Forza, or at least not this year, maybe next year. But I'm interested to see how that happens. But I'm excited about Forza. Forza looks dope. Best looking game I've seen on anybody's system. Like when they were driving through the water and you could see like the splashing from the water, the reflections on the car. I thought it was ray tracing, but apparently it's not actual ray tracing. It's just global illumination. And I forgot the other technique they use, but it looks good. I will definitely download that.
You can always tell, because when Forza come out, it's always one of the best looking games, but it's also the community is like very niche. It goes like the original Forza, niggas like you. Forza Horizon, niggas like me.
Yeah.
Like,
but I mean, I'll get it and I'll play it for a little while.
I'll probably we're gonna play it for about 2 months, and then you're gonna realize
and we'll move on to the next.
Damn much. Yeah, right. I don't like cars that much. I got a whole racing wheel, and I was like, this ain't for me.
Yeah, I'm not that deep into it, bro. I love cars. I'm not doing the racing.
But let someone have a racing wheel was like Gran Turismo, and I really wish that series was just better, but that's never happened. I do, man, because
you said I wish the series was just better. Damn, that's a quote.
After
for the back
4
of the box.
was just like, all right, cool, we're done.
The series was just better.
We still come back, man.
It's gonna be at the bottom of the reviews when you get to the 1-star reviews. I just wish this game was better.
Man. What happened?
The issue was, man, they made it. It's a simulator, but they didn't any fun in the driving.
No fun, right, and then they stopped you from customizing certain ones. Like once you got the rank S like type vehicles, because they signed these special ass deals with these like car companies, they didn't want you to touch it. And I was like, that's the whole point of fucking Gran Turismo, bro. The whole point.
I think the next Gran Turismo is gonna be something special. It'll probably come out in 2030, but it's just
goddamn.
Y'all know what Polyphony does?
Yeah, no, like he is not lying, because God Almighty, they pushed it back like 3 or 4 times.
Did they even come out with a full Gran Turismo for the PlayStation 4?
No, they didn't, and it was supposed to come out for the PS4,
right?
Yeah,
it was 6, but it was a port.
It was and then they came out with Drive Club, which was the Gran Turismo came out
before.
Right. Yeah, right. So
that was like the Test Drive Unlimited of the Gran Turismo series.
Ooh,
pretty much, which is
Test Drive was alright. It wasn't Forza, but it was alright.
It was getting there. It got us there. All right? It's like when Burnout Paradise
was holding its own.
Okay, so I was about to say it's bad when I want to play like car games like Need for Speed or Burnout. Right. In comparison, because they're more fun to play.
Did you hear they're cutting the servers for one of the Need for Speeds?
Good.
I know. Okay. That's just like
what were you saying?
I know,
Leroy.
Terrible, man.
Shit. Hell, bring back Burnout. Revive that series.
The company that made Burnout was supposedly making a spiritual successor, and I don't know what happened to that game. But
fall by the wayside, man.
Yeah. I mean, EA owns it. They repackaged
owns it.
Paradise.
And we know, right.
Paradise is pretty much the pinnacle of the series. I mean, you can play it now, and I know it's backwards compatible, and I think they got an HD version of it. So,
yeah.
All
right. Next game.
What you got? You want me to, or you want to?
Oh no, I'm just naming games. Okay. If you have a point, go ahead.
No. I'm talking about the games. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I know one that you're going to be excited about, which is Starfield.
Yes, Starfield will be waiting on this forever.
I was about to say, there's when I mention an RPG, it's gonna be one of 3 things he's gonna say. We've been waiting on this to get to the States for years.
Yes, no,
I stay in this game like 5 years ago, and nobody was listening to me.
Yep. Yes.
They showed us a logo. Oh.
Yeah. Like, so for everybody who doesn't know, Starfield was
Please
supposed
tell me
to be
about Starfield.
So Starfield is supposed to be a mixture of Fallout and Skyrim together. They were supposed to take
any of this.
They're supposed
This is
to
all
take
speculation, bro.
No,
they haven't told us what type of game it is. It's an RPG. All right.
It is
Other
RPG.
than that, we don't know shit about Starfield.
Like I was saying,
don't get your hopes up, bro. Don't get your hopes up.
They're supposed to be taking elements from both series and putting them together into Starfield. They're supposed to have this long, drawn out, like epic story about humanity's first like jump into the galaxies, into stars, and how we go from like just being on Earth to now being out in the galaxy. So,
I can tell you how it's gonna go. We're gonna fuck it up.
I mean, we always gonna fuck it up. You know what it is. It's gonna be Mass Effect all over again. But I mean, hey, you know, like even in Mass Effect, we came true.
That Mass Effect would be a gross positive to what I'm imagining. I'm just imagining niggas that live in my city now on space.
You mean homeboys in space?
You got to give him credit. He worked it in there. He worked it in there and got it. Yeah.
Mr. Charlie gonna be like, oh,
they mentioned it again.
Homeboys in space.
That's another quarter for me.
That's
remember freedom.
How you do a drive-by with a gun in space? That shit just pew. It'll go over the next week. Actually, it don't even fire.
The gun can't fire anyway.
The orders.
The pin, the metal just hits the hammer just hits the back of the bullet and it goes forward and it bounces off. Did you just shoot me?
How? Son of a bitch!
Like I literally was not moving nowhere in space, and your bullet was able to hit me.
I cannot.
I deserve to get shot.
I can't wait for it.
Or you probably got to aim it and throw it and just let it catch up some momentum and let gravity pull
the trajectory out this bitch. Just
yeah. You got to aim.
One of the planet's gravitational pull pulls the bullet out the way.
And see, we just created Space Wanted.
Yep.
Oh God.
Oh damn.
No. But yeah,
good. The check.
Was that movie good or just all right?
I didn't mind it.
I didn't mind it either, but
it's
I'm saying in hindsight,
like
going back. No, I'm talking about the movie, not the comics.
The movie, it was okay. It was good.
I enjoyed playing the game.
We saw James McAvoy. Yeah, the game was dope.
I just like.
Is that like something? Is that James McAvoy? Oh my God!
McAvoy's on the scene, man. Hey,
I just wanted Morgan Freeman to just say, shoot this motherfucker.
Shoot this motherfucker.
And then Common died, and I was like, all right.
Yeah. I mean,
fuck it.
What? Starfield.
Yeah, so I can't wait. But just from what we've seen from the trailers, it looks interesting. I really wish they would have gone into gameplay, but of course, E3
it showed you in engine. That's good. The best thing about Starfield at this current moment is finally Bethesda has a new engine for their RPGs. This is what is it, Criterion or whatever they call that engine? I forgot the name of it.
It was something weird.
Creation or something like that.
Yeah, it was something weird, but they've been using it since like Skyrim.
This is the 2.0. This is the new version, the new engine.
So
and
I can't wait.
Like when the lady was sitting in the cockpit and she
cheese
blinked,
sandwich.
The detail was very what?
The cheese sandwich. But she's
That's
sitting
what you
there.
Noticed?
I did because it was very detailed. I was like,
oh, hungry ass. But she was sitting in the cockpit and the details was very good. But again,
Star
it's
maps
an in-engine. Cool. It's an in-engine trailer. Don't get your hopes up.
No. Again, it's an E3 trailer.
We know nothing. We know next to nothing about Starfield. The only thing that we know is it's a new engine. It's by Bethesda. It's in space.
I don't know, man.
I'm not. My hype meter is very low with this game.
I feel good about based on the rumors I've heard, but yeah.
Nah, bro, you feel good about you felt good about
I'm sorry.
Sorry. You felt good about I was actually looking him in the eyes.
I gotta do this so I can look at you.
Yeah. But he felt good about Fallout 76 or whatever it's called.
No, we didn't. No, we didn't. No. I said that was a bad idea from the beginning. Yes.
Oh well, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, Elder Scrolls Online is alright.
I think I said the shit at first. I was like, it'd be cool, multiplayer Fallout, and then they came out with it, and we were like, this ain't it.
But I mean, they have an Elder Scrolls Online.
They do.
And isn't it pretty decent?
I don't play it, so I can't speak on
it was after the free to play movement. When they were paying for it, people wouldn't feel in it. But the free to play, it was all right. Which I played a little bit of it. It's cool. It has a great story, but I can see why people were pissed off about the paying to play for it. Because that was
I'm glad you brought up Fallout.
Yup.
Because the next game we're gonna talk about is The Outer Worlds 2.
Also, just a trailer, but Outer Worlds 1 was really amazing.
I was about to say, from my experience,
I didn't
from Outer
finish
Worlds
it,
1, you didn't finish it?
Nah, I did not finish
it.
Man.
It's a very short game. It's really good. I highly recommend finishing.
6 hours?
No, it's like
it's probably about 15.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
If you mainline it real quick, it's probably about 15 to 20 hours. It's not bad. I really enjoyed that game. I love the trailer because it was so self-aware. They were like
very funny,
making fun of all the things
the character hadn't been rendered yet.
Yeah, all the tropes that companies do right now to
the
get people hyped up about it. So
yeah.
I like the trailer. It's a CG trailer. It's no information about the game, so I don't know nothing about it. I'm interested.
Do the trailers like this for sequels, do they hype you up just off the strength of the first game?
Not at all.
Okay. I mean, that's good.
The reason why is because I don't know what type of game it is. I mean, I know it's going to be an RPG. It's going to be more of the same, better graphics and whatnot.
You know what universe you're getting into.
Exactly, but the game is not going to come out until 2 to 3 years from now. So I'm trying not to get my hype meter so high. I mean, Cyberpunk put a very bad taste in my mouth.
And that's the first generation.
God, okay. Cyberpunk.
Well, it's because it had so much time and hype, and it didn't live up to any of that shit.
And they knew it wouldn't, but they were still hiding that shit from us. They're like, yeah, it's gonna be great. We're just like,
yeah, it'd be great when we finish it one day.
Right. Like, which, by the way, back on the PlayStation Store. So,
if that has to be a headline,
progress.
Like, you right. Like, they put our broken game back up. You can buy this bullshit.
I was looking at it the other day on PS4 and I just uninstalled it. I was like, I'm not gonna finish it. Fuck it.
That's like the equivalent. It's like the equivalent of one of my kids being like, "Hey, coach, I passed summer school."
You wasn't supposed to go in the first place,
dumbass.
Unless you're trying to get a jump on everybody for the next year, but.
Yeah, bro. I finally understood because I was at the end, but I was just like, I'm not gonna play this again. It's
you played through it to the end?
Yeah, I got to the end. I was just doing all the side quests. There's like 40 hours worth of side quests, bro. That game would have been so great had they just fixed the fucking bugs.
See, I'm gonna wait until like the finished edition come out.
Why did you want to play through it if it was so buggy?
Because that was how good the story was. Like, seriously, they had a lot of great side quests and story moments.
I've heard nothing about the story.
So
nobody talks about the story of that game.
Because they didn't get as far. Like, a lot of people were just like, all right, these bugs.
No, I don't believe you on that one, bro. There's a lot of people bought that game. A lot of people played it, but nobody talks about the story. They only talk about like there's a lot of content in this game. It would have been good if they fixed it.
If you play the content they had, it was really good. It's a really good story. It's just the bugs, man. That was the only problem. I stand by it because it would have been a great game had they just fixed the fucking bugs.
I mean, that's every game.
But it's basically like it reminds me a lot of like
Shogun.
A much worse New Vegas. It reminds me of that because New Vegas was unplayable at first, and then when they fixed it, it was like, okay, this is normal.
When they fixed New Vegas, I stand. That's the best Fallout.
That's gonna be the same. It's gonna be the same thing with Cyberpunk 2077. It's a great game. They just the bugs.
I don't think that game should have been on last gen, and
it shouldn't have been on any system. Period. Like it was just too buggy.
That was the move. It probably should have been PC only. Or PC and Google Stadia because there was the best places to play it. But
didn't one of your friends say it was good on Stadia?
That's the best version. Everybody's like just nobody bought it on Stadia because nobody cares about Stadia.
I mean, no, it ran the best. Yeah, on Stadia.
It ran like there was no bugs because they apparently
it had bugs. It just ran better than the rest.
It was just one because like even on PS5 and Xbox. X series, like it was running, but it still had problems. But for some reason, Stadia just fixed the lag system and fixed all this other bullshit. But it was like they had like different things, like resource bug problems, where they left the dead bodies down too long, and that took up too much RAM, and the game would crash, and just all kinds of crazy shit. Man.
It's probably gonna be just like Crisis, like the first Crisis. You know, the game technically,
if you can run it.
Well, the reason why it's like that is because they put everything on like several cores, like maybe 4 cores, and that game, if it was designed for games like today and had multiple cores that it could use, it wouldn't be a system hog like it is. Like it was just engineered poorly for those systems at the time. So even if you got like a beastie computer today, it's still gonna struggle playing Crisis. And I feel like maybe that's the same type of situation with Cyberpunk. But why are we talking about a 6-month-old game when we should be talking about new games coming out? Did y'all see Replaced?
Replaced looks good. That was crazy. I like that one.
The inflections in your voice makes me think that you don't know what I'm talking about. Replaced was that 2D steampunk action adventure game.
Yeah, because we saw that. We saw that together. We talked about that, Shogun.
So it's like highly stylized. The dude was doing all these animations as he was shooting and killing people. Cyberpunk, steampunk-ish. I mean, that game looks fucking dope.
It reminds me of this other one that I'm going to talk about later called They Always Run, which I downloaded the demo for that, but I hadn't played it yet. But that's going to be tight on PC.
I didn't even hear about that.
They Always Run sounds mad pedo. I don't like it.
They Always Run.
I don't like
it. Just to get the game.
Oh. Weinstein, the DLC. Ooh.
Yeah, okay. They needed them roles.
That's terrible.
Fat and parts to read.
So if I can get off that real quick to the next thing.
That's what she said.
Oh God. PC and Xbox and all those. Atomic Heart, which looks really amazing.
Yes.
That game's gonna be dope.
It looks like a much more action-packed Half-Life 2.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, like it looks very
Half-Life as a series though.
Half-Life as a series was phenomenal. We just need a fucking sequel. Like if they would just give me Half-Life 3, we'd be the happiest ever.
They just made a new one.
I know it's Alex, but it's like I want to see the series go forward. It's like Gabe Newell just doesn't want to see that series.
They just made a new one.
Again, it didn't go forward though. It's like you see what she's doing while Half-Life episode 1 and 2 is happening.
A Legend of Zelda type of thing. They just it's another story while the main story is going
adjacent. Yeah, it's not the main continuance.
You're right. We spoiled. We asking for too much. Continue.
I'm not gonna say you're asking for too much. It's just like I don't know. Gamers only complain about the shit they get, but when they get shit, I don't know. It's weird. The taste of a gamer is hard to pin down. It's like these developers slave over games and they try to do what you want. When they listen to the community bitching and complaining, then you get games that you don't even like Halo 5. But then when they go back to the drawing board and make their
I like Halo 5.
Most of the community hates Halo 5. Most of them complain about a sprint in Halo. You know, most of them complain about aim down sights in Halo.
What was the jump pack or the jetpacks that was in Reach or whatever?
I'm not sure if that was something they complained about, but maybe they did.
They did.
But it's just
I remember the sprint thing, but
when you try to modernize a game, the community roast you for doing the shit like that. But then when you make the game the same as what they like, then they're like, you don't do anything different. It's always the same. So it's like, how can I please you people?
I mean, it depends. Like sometimes you can't please everybody, but then at the same time, you can improve. So,
are you excited about the new Zelda game?
Absolutely, yes.
What did they change
Next
about
question.
Zelda?
Everything. Skills.
We don't even know. Oh, they did just
like
that nigga look different.
Still going to degradate.
Of course.
Look different.
Oh yeah, that's some of the shit they should have fixed. But yeah, whatever.
No, like that was the whole point of the game.
The Master Sword don't break.
Yes, it does.
Yes, it does.
Oh, okay, never mind. Then. That's shit they should have fixed.
It ain't
The fucking
it
Master
ain't
Sword.
It ain't supposed to. I agree with you on that one.
No.
I told you about that shit when we reviewed the first one.
But it's only 30 minutes, and then it's back to being like.
But it's the best game it's the best weapon in the game.
Master Sword, bro.
It's a cool.
That's like Excalibur breaking.
I mean, but that's the whole point of keeping it fair. Because had that weapon set up here, okay, the He-Man sword. All right, he can't do it 24/7. He has to transform back.
What if He-Man breaks the sword? Nigga, sword broke. The skeleton roll up on his ass. What he gonna do? Oh, I gotta fight you with my hands and my feet, nigga. That's your powers.
I mean, I guess so, but
I don't think Skeletor would know what to do if he actually defeated him.
At the same time, the whole point of that
is this new Netflix series.
Can't wait for that.
The whole point of it is to keep the sword equal and balanced with the rest of the system. You can't have one.
The whole mystery and the legend of the Master Sword is not. It's the best shit ever. It's the only thing that can defeat the Master.
That's
chief
great.
evil.
And you broke it by swinging it. Fucking monster.
You hit it too hard. I don't like that. I'm sorry. I don't like this shit.
Can I get my fucking point across, please?
Yes. I'm sorry.
Thank you. God damn. If you have a sword that's just sitting up here and just swinging all over the place and it's infinite, then what's the point of the sword system or the weapon system? They have to keep it in line and equal with the rest of the shit.
Can I ask you
all the other stuff breaks. Like, that's what it is.
In that game, you can pick up a broom and beat people with a broom.
Yes.
Like, why couldn't they just make those type of weapons breakable and leave the Master Sword okay?
Because, again, the Master Sword doesn't even break all the way. It's 30-minute cooldown. Once it gets to that point, you wait 30 minutes, just shuffle out with another weapon.
Sounds like when I have sex. It's like, I need a 30-minute cooldown. That's not cool. Like, what if my girl want to keep going and I can't keep going? She ain't going to be happy.
You got to wait. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is bruised.
Okay, so anyway, next thing.
That was a bad analogy. I was trying.
Yes. Next thing.
Love it when you come to the show, sir.
12 minutes.
Willem Dafoe looks dope.
12 minutes looks amazing. I definitely want to play
like my 8th year seeing this game.
I can't lie. I stand almost anything that Willem Dafoe's in.
It definitely looks like it's going to have multiple endings.
Did you like Aquaman?
Yes.
I did too.
you had something different for that, didn't you? No, I appreciated his role.
I was just wondering.
Oh, it looks great. Looks like it's definitely gonna have multiple endings. I'm definitely curious to see how, one, he killed his own wife, two, how the story plays out,
Willem Dafoe,
and three, just like what's gonna happen, because you have like William Dafoe, James McAvoy, and you have like other like talent in it. I would love to see what's gonna happen in that, because it looks really cool. Of course, the time displacement thing is really cool because it's like 12 minutes and then stop, reset. That's gonna be really tight to see.
I was about to say,
can't wait.
That's just damn. Had it and lost it. Majora's Mask. No.
Majora's Mask, Groundhog Day, all types of like, Daybreakers, all type of just like over and over again. Like,
game purely a narrative game. Like, is there any action or any gameplay?
It looks like it's pure decision, because it's like based on what you decide to do, it changes the flow of what happens in that 12 minutes.
That would be a dope concept for a roguelite. Like a story action roguelite type game.
Kind of makes you wish Quantum Break came out with a sequel.
I love that game. I really wish that game would have taken off.
Take away that TV shit.
That was yeah.
It's hard to go back to that game.
It is. I've tried.
I've tried too.
The action is really good, but when you try and follow the story again, it's not fun. One, because I know what's gonna happen.
Right.
But it's like, really?
Well,
I don't get it. No.
I mean, the cool thing is in the universe of everything now with Control, Alan Wake, and so you'll see it being referenced again in one of the games. But yeah.
Can I go?
If I could do a. Go ahead.
Oh no, never mind. No,
I was going to do a segue because we were talking about universe crossing over. How do y'all feel about Sea of Thieves adding on the Pirates of the Caribbean?
I'm not a pirate guy, so I don't care, but that's still cool. That's like really awesome that they get that with Disney,
I think like Sea of Thieves is one of the largest games that's streaming right now, and it's kind of dope that they actually have gone back and added a single player campaign. Like
I was
this
about
is
to
the
say,
one thing.
I went back and played Sea of Thieves, and I don't know what the hell you're talking about. It's fun.
I just don't like pirates. It's not anything with the game. I
can respect that.
Mhm.
That game's fun. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's not a bad game.
Yeah, it's not bad.
I remember when we saw that when the E3 came out, and I was like, okay, yeah, it's a pirate game. You can jump in the water and fish for treasure, blah blah blah. But it's fun as shit. I don't know how else to say it. I haven't played the single player. I've just been doing like the little multiplayer missions where you can sail on the seas and join other people's crew and shit.
Right.
But I fucks with pirates. Like Assassin's Creed 4 is probably one of the best out of the series.
Yep.
And hopefully I think it's Ubisoft's talking about they getting a sequel, but they got
Skull and Bone or something like that.
Yeah, they got a whole shitload of other problems they got to deal with first. Mostly dealing with touching people.
Still an issue. Jesus.
Yeah. But no, that game's fun as shit. And say what you want to say, Pirates of the Caribbean are good movies. I said it.
I've seen all of them. Again, I'm not a pirate fan, but I've seen all of them.
Well, yeah, it's not gonna appeal to you.
Yeah.
No, I mean, but it's still a good movie. I just
they're really good movies.
How do y'all?
Oh, go ahead.
How do y'all feel about Microsoft crossing over with them? Like, you think they got some kind of situation with Disney, or are they just finding ways to bring life to that game?
Yeah, that's what I think it was. Not like not a cash grab, but kind of like.
I mean, it's the perfect like merchandising tool. It's like, hey, you got these characters. I mean, you could add Ariel if you wanted to in this crap now.
Yeah.
I mean, a mermaid.
I mean, it's a mermaid, yeah. But it's kind of like with when Disney was trying to push that Infinity thing and make it sell the little figures. I could definitely see this being a thing for.
Yeah.
They'll definitely you'll probably see expansions cross over for the different movies, definitely. If they've kept like a good contract with Disney.
I can't think of too many pirate movies other than Pirates of the Caribbean, obviously. It's
I thought it was unique. It's something different. I would have never expected this coming from Microsoft. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. But Sea of Thieves is, it's not serious pirates like we're gonna rape and pillage you. It's like cartoony, like ho swashbuckler.
It does, and I mean it works. That's a great deal because it does work. Because having Jack Black, or not Jack Black, but Captain Jack Sparrow, just in there doing his little thing. That's dope. Yeah,
to be captain, you just got to sway and say why the rum's always gone, and and him
setting up the characters for like all this crazy stuff, just like. All right, that's a you, bro. But he just runs off,
I can see myself being a Jack Sparrow, like, ooh.
I'm curious to see how that game's going to turn out. I think it's already out, actually, the expansion pack. I think it either came out today or next week.
Probably so.
I'm not 100% sure, but I can at least come to this and say I played Sea of Thieves, and it's one of those games where you can just play when you not bored to death, but like if you want to just I'll just play something. Chilling, I got to go to work tomorrow, but it's cool. Yeah, I love Sea of Thieves.
Speaking of a game that's kind of like that, and we're gonna segue into that, Grounded, which is another one that like they put that out, and everybody's like, I wonder how that's gonna be a Honey I Shrunk the Kids type like super MMORPG, and it's doing really well. They just made a big expansion for that. I don't know if any of you guys played because I hadn't really played it.
I have not played it.
I know our buddy Mr. On Point plays it a lot more than everybody else.
The teenagers at my center they started it at one point because I saw them playing it. I have not checked on them since I've seen them play it, but they were playing it for longer than an hour, and it looked somewhat interesting. It gave me art vibes.
I hear a lot of good things about it, but kids today really like those resource building games, right? And that's just not for me.
Yeah, I'm the same way because I tried Ark, I tried what's the other one, Drift, and like all this other stuff. I'm just like,
I tried Ark with Mr. On Point. And he was like, "Yeah, you gotta set your base up, and people can invade it while you offline." I'm like, "Oh, what the fuck would I want to play this for?"
Exactly. This is not.
Well, he gave
The
me
forest is the same way, and I'm just like, ugh.
he's like, "Bro, you can ride dinosaurs." I was like, "That sounds awesome. Why can't I do it as soon as I start the game though?"
Well, Arc 2 looks amazing. Like they've really stepped it up. The graphics look great, and it looks more action packed. But all that resource, that's a
Resource
lot.
thing, I
Nuts.
I need a game that I can just jump into and shoot. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're 100% right. I was about to say another one is Rust. Rust is another thing like that. That's PC exclusive, and
It's
people
on,
love the game.
It's on Xbox now.
Yeah, I thought it was on Xbox.
It's on Xbox, and
How
I
sad.
think it's coming to PS4. Bro, I can't. I'm with you on that. I can't play that one. I can't play Raft. I tried Raft. Raft was like.
But these are all highly streamed games.
Yeah.
Because people just like watching I guess exposition.
Yeah.
Like
Exposition
live.
and people just doing crazy shit. Like,
oh my god, I have this rock.
because you know what Raft is? Raft is literally you and like however many other people just stuck on a boat, and you gotta build a big raft. It is the dumbest thing ever. I hate it every moment.
Hey man, games work. I mean, that game they showed Party Animals. I don't know if y'all seen
party,
that.
yeah.
A lot of people stream that game. That game has been big.
Wow.
Shogun, remember when we saw it? You were just like, "What the fuck is this?"
No, I knew what it was. Like that game, the only game at Microsoft that I said what the fuck was the Slime Rancher game, because I'm like,
oh yes, Slime
what is
Rancher.
this?
Hold on, bro. Slime Rancher low key fun when you never mind.
I've
When
never
you-
played
under-
that game. I don't know anything about
You got to
it.
be under the influence of some stuff
Like,
for that because it's
I literally
dumb.
was saying
It's
what
fun
the
as shit
fuck
though.
because I didn't know what the fuck was going on.
I played it and I was let me just say I was gone. I was just gone. I was just
Yeah.
like, man, this is the fucking I love it. How do I get my slimes in this bucket? Oh, nigga. Yeah. So different. It's kind of like
It's
Minecraft.
different, right? But
Yeah,
that's
Minecraft,
You're not gonna play this game on purpose unless you're weird.
right.
But Slime Rancher's okay. I still got
That's the
Slime Rancher
cool
on my
thing of-
system.
Like,
That's the
weird.
cool thing
Okay.
about Microsoft. They had a very diverse selection
They
of
did.
games.
They
And,
definitely did.
Hell, we
Back for
played-
Blood. I don't know if you guys seen that, but the spiritual successor
is
for
that
Left
again?
4 Dead.
Left 4 Dead, yes.
Is that just Pusheisty again?
Back in Blood. That's
We're gonna get
that's
it back in
Pusheisty.
blood.
Yeah, but this is back
Pusheisty,
for
that's my
Blood.
dog.
But that looks cool. And then
It does.
they announced an actual new game by Arcane.
Mhm.
Was it Contraband or was that
Yeah,
Red
it's Contraband.
Man? Yeah,
No,
Contraband. It's a smuggler game set in the 1970s. That looked kind of
That
cool.
was crazy. Yeah.
CG trailer, so we don't know what it's actually gonna be like. But they said it was co-op and
Sound
single
like my
player.
grandma. Contraband. She was smuggling shit, bro. Wow.
Stalker 2. Did y'all see that preview?
Stalker 2 looks amazing.
It
I
is.
was definitely all about Stalker on like
Very
regular
confused
PC.
about the game, but off graphics, top notch.
Yeah.
It's like, so basically in the first one, it was like nuclear bomb hit, and then you just go in there to Fallout, and it's like all these monsters like
There's already a series about that.
Metro.
People start nick-
right, well, fall and Metro, but it's more on the
And
Metro
Metro.
side.
Nigga,
Man,
Metro is dope.
yeah, that I can't wait to see another game from because Metro is pretty tight.
I haven't played the last one, but Metro is fire.
Yeah.
Also, in those two veins, there was another game that I wanted to bring up. That when you guys were talking about, Redfall.
Yeah.
So how did you guys feel
That's
about
the
Redfall?
Arcane game. That's the Arcane Studio game.
How did you? Because I kind of felt like that was X-Men versus Dracula, which looks cool. A very weird takeaway. Looks
Only you can make that comparison.
well because it's like you got different skills and you're just taking out all these vampires. It looks like it's something new in terms of vampires because we haven't really seen that before. It's always either be a vampire or werewolf, but this time it's like people with powers versus like vampires. So that
I mean, that's kind of cool. It kind of
Yeah.
balances out the thing. But what happens when a vampire bites a person with power? Are they a vampire with power now?
And then is that gonna? Because they're saying it's going to be one of those, like the guys who did it, because they're saying it's from the guys who did God, what's the game? The one with Corvo, and I can't remember the name of it.
Corvo?
Dishonored.
Dishonored.
Yeah. So they're saying it's only gonna be like one of those multiplayer games you go from beginning to end. It's not really gonna be like online big presence multiplayer.
Yeah, it's a co-op. First
yeah,
It's a
person.
4-player co-op, but
Yeah.
see, the 4-player co-op aspect gives me like they were tired of seeing zombie survival games. They were like, let's just switch it up. Let's put vampires.
Yeah. I think it's cool. It looks interesting.
It
I
does.
definitely like the characters. You know,
And
they're
their own little
unique.
special abilities and whatnot.
Right. So I'm curious to see what it's gonna be. But again, it's a CG trailer. We don't know when that's gonna happen. It might be 2025. You know.
Yeah. But
Just the
look,
lore around vampires. You know, vampires have rules, and that's one of the. I think. Yeah, you brought it up. I think, like vampire, if they bite you, they have the choice in vampire lore. I know this because I'm a nerd and I used to read books back when I was happy.
Yeah.
You're
not happy?
I'm apparently no. I saw a post today that apparently means I'm depressed. Vampires have rules. Like they can only
I
come.
feel like we're not shit for not addressing that. Like we need to talk about this.
No, I think it was comedy, but apparently it was like if you was reading on the 12th grade level in like the 3rd grade, you're depressed now. And I was like,
I did see that. Yeah.
I guess I'm depressed. No, but it's okay. But like, there's rules to vampires. Like you can do anything you want to do with zombies because kill the head, blah blah blah. Right. But vampires, like they have a set of rules. Like certain things don't kill them. You got to do the wooden stake, the iron, even in Blade, the sulfur grenades or shit like that. But if a vampire bites you, you don't necessarily turn into a vampire unless they make you turn into a vampire.
Right.
And if you do, they have the degree in which like your vampirisms come into play and shit.
Yeah.
So
now you get into Vampire Masquerade, which
that's what I'm saying. Like it bothers me because vampires have rules. They're like the only set of like horror like monsters that have rules.
Well, some are all over the place, but yeah, for the most part,
wolves. I mean, werewolves got rules too, don't they?
No, just silver and full moon.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes I don't even need that. Sometimes like I just change.
Yeah, I'm about to say pure werewolves.
Yeah, it's a tongue.
Can just change at any point, and they have full control over their beast form or whatever. But it's a weird. I don't know. But game looks dope. Fuck it.
Yeah.
I definitely want to give it a shot.
And it's open world.
Yeah, that's gonna be curious to see Microsoft doing an open world game. I like this new Microsoft, especially since they bought Bethesda. They just making all the stuff Bethesda was gonna do,
and just piping it up. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Right. We need some games. People been asking for new games for years, and they finally got some coming out. Speaking of games coming out, on August the 25th, 2021, we got Psychonauts 2 finally about to drop out. Anybody care?
Anybody care? Thank you. Oh no, I care. I give a fuck.
All right.
Yeah, that was a great game.
And I appreciate Microsoft for digging up that.
That was also Tim Schafer. That was
whatever. He worked for Microsoft. Damn it.
Yeah, he
does. all the old series that like more or less died. I guess when I was in high school, middle school, like there's supposed to be a Beyond Good and Evil. We saw that trailer like 3 years ago. I don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah,
it's a dope ass trailer though.
Remember they showed like gameplay flying in the city and stuff. Yeah, what happened to all that?
I believe Ubisoft's like, well, that's done.
Wait, that's the Ubisoft game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Beyond Good and Evil, Ubisoft.
Right, that's probably why.
Because they're all about that open world initiative, and that's what Beyond Good and Evil
right?
Yeah, bro, they're all about that shit. Which we'll talk about that.
But Microsoft tried to bring back Munch's Odyssey, and I think they put that on. I think that's on everything now.
I think that's on PlayStation.
Yeah, it's on PlayStation.
But it came out on Xbox.
Oh yeah, on
the originals.
Mm-hmm. I still can't fuck with that team though, man, because they did the original development team dirty.
I mean,
they got it done. They were like,
Microsoft. Hey, they did everybody dirty at some point.
No, not Microsoft. The team who did it, like it was before they went Microsoft. They were like, hey, all right, the game's done. Great, you're all fired, and they kept the royalties.
Do y'all think Psychonauts 2 is gonna be a success, or does it look like it's a next gen game? Like
just from what it looked like, yes.
As long as they keep the same thing that made Psychonauts 1 funny, which is that wacky, zany platformer.
They got Jack Black do the damn music.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. As long as they got that, and they got the original voices back, because Rasputin or Raz, he still sounds like himself, So as long as they got that,
life is to be like Jack Black now, which is to be himself, but like be famous for it.
Right.
Like, if Jack Black walk into a room and take his shirt off and serve everybody pancakes, we'd be like, Yeah, that's
Jack Black, man.
It's Jack Black.
That's right on par. He can do that shit.
Right.
That's hilarious. It's like Dave Chappelle getting up singing with the Foo Fighters, just like that's Dave Chappelle, man.
I mean, he
Dave
can do
Chappelle.
that. Apparently, Bill Murray used to crash people's weddings and like people would get drunk as fucking pass out, and he would cook them breakfast.
That's hilarious.
And you know what? It's on par for Bill Murray. Cool guy. Love to party with that dude.
How do you find out that this is another wedding going on? He just read the newspaper and be like, "Yo, this shit sound
famous.
lit."
I think he's just famous enough where he could just walk up in the church and be like, "Oh yeah," dope.
And he have a suit ready. That's a motherfucker right there.
That's a motherfucker.
He was a wedding crasher.
He was real life. Yeah, I was about to say real life wedding crasher. All right, so
Speaking of crashes. All right.
Oh, you know what?
No.
That's a good one because I was about to get into Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Yes. Oh my
That's
God.
actually what I was about to say.
I'll talk about. I've been waiting because you said visually stunning. I was trying to get in back there.
Can we also talk about the Top Gun?
I hate planes. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
I
I've never been
cannot
in a
wait
plane, actually.
to download that game
What?
and fly over my house and then turn off that game and play something else. It's gonna be awesome.
I just want to be in there so I can see like it's more than one type of plane. See,
I kind of want to get the joystick experience, like get the joystick again, and like
don't do that.
I kind of want to, man, but I don't know.
You play
you're gonna
Ace,
use it, but you're gonna play it one time. Ace
have you
Combat,
played,
and then
yeah,
another
Ace Combat. Have you played Ace?
Yeah, I
Combat
played Ace
game lately?
Combat with
When the last Ace Combat game you played?
Oh, that was like 6 or 7. That was the last
2009.
one. Yeah, it's been a minute. It's been a minute.
Yeah.
But
I mean, the only other one coming close to that is like Steel Battalion, but that's like
Flight Simulator is definitely going to be it is a great game already. It's going to be amazing on the Xbox.
It's always been a good game.
At 4K, 30 frames. Again, this is one of them games that your PC can't even run it at max settings, even with the latest and greatest video
you gonna
cards.
curse when you try to take the plane off. You can't do it because you hit the buttons right. Like, fuck.
I love those simulator games. Like I used to play Flight Simulator back in the day. I mean, it's supposed to be hard because flying a plane is hard.
It's hard. Like that's what actual pilots use to train.
I was about to say, is it still like if you get to a certain level of Flight Simulator, like you can take it to like the flight school and they'll be like, okay, you're like pretty much ready. You can
do it flying plane.
Yeah,
because like, bro, we used to play that in aviation back in high school, and oh my god. That shit was crazy because they had the full setup and we had to try to like take off.
Yeah,
it was, man, it's brutal.
But I can't wait for the console version to finally come out, and then also having it connected with Top Gun. That's just a no-brainer. So somebody at Microsoft is smart. They're finding these franchises like these movie franchises.
They can just tag.
Yeah. It's a promotional vehicle for this system.
I mean, why not?
I mean, I'm sure they're getting checks for it, and then it's like, hey, you can fly this new plane in our new game. You know, it's like that's kind of dope.
Yeah. If you want to fly, you want to use Maverick's actual plane in the game, here's some it's like $2. But buy that shit, bro.
F-16s flying through there.
Here's one.
Highway to the danger zone.
Did you see Somerville?
Yeah. Oh,
that's
dude. It
looks like Limbo.
Inside. No, Inside the Limbo. It's from the same companies. That shit is gonna be heartbroken.
I say it just looked like Limbo.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
It is about, bro. It's about a family in the middle of an alien invasion. And like they're like
you play the dad, don't it? And you gotta
you play everybody, and like they may not all make it out. Like it's crazy shit, man.
Yeah,
crazy shit.
So that game looks very dope. I was surprised by that. That made my list. We had some third-party games there. I mean, they showed Far Cry, Yakuza, and
Far Cry.
By the way, if anybody wants like Yakuza, was it
Like a Dragon?
You Like a Dragon?
Like a Dragon.
That is actually on Game Pass right now, which it is hilarious. It is an RPG, so
I'm playing through Judgment right now, and that game is it's fun. It's long. It's fun.
Well, I'm glad you seen it through to the end though, because I was like,
I mean, I paid money for it, so I gotta.
I paid real money for this.
Yeah, I gotta go
not
through.
Play. Right.
That's hilarious.
Let's see what else they announced. I guess
let's talk about this dumbass Battlefield game.
Like I said, no judgment till it comes out, man. No joke. Like
I
I want
like
to see
how
how
he's
it's gonna
trying
be.
to
I had a bad taste in my mouth from Battlefield 5, Battlefield 1.
You trying to trigger me right now?
I said what I said. I look, and I'm saying this from a Call of Duty like standpoint. I like Call of Duty. Call of Duty.
This ain't Call of Duty, kid.
I realize that, but you know what I appreciate from Call of Duty? It does not try to be something it's not. Except for those 4 games where it did,
kind of like
and then
the Battlefield mode that they added on, and the Fortnite mode that they added on, and the Zombies
if you
mode
let
that
me
they
finish,
added on.
if you let me finish, they don't try to be nothing from what they don't be, except for them 5 games that they did that for.
So you know, the other half, but the other 50% were good.
But you can't lie. Call of Duty had the best battle royale other than Fortnite for 2 years.
Apex Legends is like,
I'm talking about before Apex Legends came out.
PUBG.
No, PUBG didn't. Oh no, PUBG was not on that list. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Fuck PUBG. I'm mad that I paid $30 for that game. It was bullshit.
Yeah, exactly. I paid for that shit. It did it to himself. It did not upgrade. It did not update. It was just
it was just like, yeah, we tried a game. Here, play. They actually their zombies mode is one of the best zombie shooters out there, because last I checked, Left 4 Dead ain't coming nowhere. The dude who did what's the PS4 game with the bike, because I lost it.
Oh, Days Gone.
Days Gone.
Days Gone is there's not really another. Yeah, and they're making a sequel for the shit. Okay. They actually switched off of the little futuristic boost shit, even though that was hype for some odd reason. They remade their classic game, and it was like the #1 game. Legend? Period. Huh?
Didn't they do the boost and wall running after Apex Legend?
No, that was before Apex Legends. So, because that was Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, I believe. And then they realized that was a bust, and
they copied that from Titanfall, not Apex Legends.
Yeah, you're right, Titanfall. Yeah.
But I'm still waiting on Titanfall 3. Where is that? Please.
They never announced it. So
right.
They were going to make Titanfall.
They're making too much money off of Apex, bro.
They did, like Respawn Entertainment, before they started doing everything else. Before
I thought they said they were focusing heavily on Apex. That's why Apex got a season 2.
That's why they're like, they hadn't put out Titanfall 3 yet. But I really want Titanfall 3.
I'm getting your hopes up.
Yeah, he's gonna get them dashed again. But anyway, coming from a Call of Duty perspective, I have played Battlefield before, and I used to love Battlefield. Battlefield 2, Bad Company, 3. Hell, I even liked Hardline, which is weird. Hardline was awful. Battlefield 5, huh?
I said, it wasn't my cup of tea. It was alright. It just should have been an expansion. It should have been a game.
Yeah, it should have been. You're right. It should have been an expansion. Cops and Robbers. I was like, this is dope, but this ain't Battlefield. I don't like it. Battlefield 5, when it worked, was a decent game.
Just did not
decent at best, at absolute best. Battlefield 1 did the same thing to me. Now, Battlefield 1 did the same thing that Battlefield 5 did, which was nothing new, except change out guns. There was one new mode, and it was a whack ass story mode with 5 people that took me 2 hours to beat. I ain't with it. So,
well, this new one won't have a single player; it'll just be multiplayer.
What's the point?
Well, everybody's going that way now, sadly.
Yeah,
first-person shooters.
When we talk about Halo got a whole free multiplayer, but you know what people, also like Halo 4? A single player.
Right. I mean, you can definitely have a story and a multiplayer.
To me, what the best Battlefield was? Bad Company 2.
I liked 4. 4 was my joint.
Which one was 4?
4 was the one that had like
talking about Battlefield 4.
Yeah, Battlefield 4.
Is that the one where you got to chase the terrorists at the end?
The modern combat.
It was it was more like it was
the
like
one before Hardline.
Yeah.
Hey, can I go back to something that you said? You were talking about single player games in these Battlefield games. Battlefield started out as a multiplayer shooter. It never had a campaign. The campaign came about in the Bad Company series.
I know.
So it kind of just went back to its roots, and that's fine. But to judge a game, this is kind of odd. we'll judge a game that has a tacked on multiplayer mode,
Mhm.
and we'll care more about the single player than anything else. But what about these single player games that don't have a tacked on multiplayer mode? Nobody complains about that shit.
I
That's
complain
because
like hell
most
about Titanfall 1. I don't know what you're
I
talking
mean, for me, most times like that's what it's all about. The single player story experience. So, and I mean, but I'm a
So
story guy.
you spend way more time in multiplayer than you do in the single player game, but yet the value to most people is the single player story.
Yeah, the experience, because multiplayer, you're only spending more time in it because you're online with people and you're basically playing with people. It's the playtime. It's not so much
You
like
just explain what multiplayer was. I get that.
right, but that's what I'm saying. The single player, you're in for the experience. You're in for the story.
So you get more experiences when you're online multiplayer. Like
You
Battlefield
get more
has this
hours.
thing.
You don't get more experience. You get more hours.
Okay, as I was finishing my sentences,
Right.
Battlefield has this thing called Battlefield Moments, where it is things that only happen in Battlefield games. I'm a Battlefield hardcore player. I play that game a lot. I know what I'm talking about. So there's some things that only happen in multiplayer that you could never do in a single player that people are like, oh my God, I did this.
True.
That's why the trailer was so impactful to the hardcore Battlefield players, because they had the grenade, the rocket launcher blast out the plane. That's a move that somebody did actually in Battlefield. That's
right.
so legendary. It's the shirt that the motherfucker put the shit in the trailer.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Like the game excels on the multiplayer game.
It excels. That game excels on multiplayer, but I mean, there are others that excel on single player that have single player and multiplayer. So that's
I
what
understand
I'm saying.
that, but
I
I'm
used to
just
watch them little FMV compilations on YouTube where you do sick ass Battlefield shit. Like you put
Trick shots.
trick shots. Where you like throw C4 off a building and land on a plane, and you take that bitch out and they blow up another plane, and then they take out like everybody, and you get all the little medals. I used to love that shit.
right.
If you could do it, I can't do it. I can't do it.
Yeah, you gotta practice. It's like everything else.
And I will agree that Battlefield's like the guns and the aim system is probably the best. Like drop shotting with a sniper rifle and measuring wind and all that shit. I love that. But maybe I'm just not a hardcore.
And that's cool. It's games are not meant for everybody. You know what I mean?
Like,
that's
I
why
like
I'm
Call
not
of Duty
gonna.
because it's goofy as shit.
I'm not trying to convert people to come over and play Battlefield. Like, stay over in Call of Duty. It's cool. We got enough people over here.
Right,
but to knock a game because it doesn't have a single player, I thought about this myself.
Oh, well,
I was like, this is kind of weird, because when we look at these single player only experiences like Ghost of Tsushima, people were happy when it finally got a multiplayer mode. You know what I mean? But they never knocked it. It's got co-op. Right.
Yeah,
so people didn't knock it at first when it was like, this is a great single player experience, but it doesn't have multiplayer. But when you get multiplayer, it's like, oh my God, this is great. But when the game focused on multiplayer and then people are mad, like, it ain't got a single player, when half of you motherfuckers don't even play the single player. Like I bought Call of Duty Modern Warfare. I've had it since it came out. I ain't played through the single player yet, and I won't. They wasted a lot of time and money putting that shit in there.
Good.
I don't care. I get online. I want to frag niggas.
That's how some people are. You buy multiplayers for multiplayer shit, but you buy single player for the experience. Like, I get it. It's not saying one is better than the other. It's not saying one.
But they're both experiences. That's what I'm trying to say.
Absolutely.
You're saying you're not getting the experience by having just a multiplayer game. When I say that's different.
I didn't say that, but
okay, that's what I understood that was being said, and that's why I'm pushing back. But I think Battlefield is definitely doing a lot of things right. Like, you can see that they're focusing more on the vehicle combat. They're focusing on the actual sandbox that you're in. One of the cool things about Battlefield 5 is that they added a new. Well, actually, I think it was in Battlefield 1. It was called Ground War or Ground Break, where they take this gigantic map and they break it down into sections.
Like sections. Yeah.
And you had an objective for that section, and you move through the actual map. They're doing that in the modern or future, near future,
in current war tactics, I'm sure.
I mean, they did that a little bit in Battlefield 4 as well. So,
and I can actually say Call of Duty copied the exact thing.
Yeah.
in one of them, which I mean, it's fine. They didn't do it exactly like Battlefield, but there were points that had to be taken into progress into the enemy field. So I get what you're saying.
So I don't know.
I'm just complaining because I'm not a Battlefield player, honestly. I mean,
and that's fine. You cannot be a Battlefield player, but it's not. It's like the Battlefield people are still gonna be playing their game, and they're not like, "Oh, your Call of Duty sucks." It's like, cool.
People say Call of Duty sucks that don't even play Call of Duty. I'm not worried about that.
Exactly. So that's why I'm just like, I get where you're coming from. I'm just explaining that I don't think the game's gonna be trash. The only issue that I have is that the next gen version of the game is $70, and the PC version is also $70. But other than that, it ain't no issue. I'm sorry, the PC is $60, not $70.
I was gonna say
you get a better version with the PC. So who cares? But I'm buying that game day one.
I think Battlefield is like the niche gun guys that are like for the authenticity factor. I think so.
It's a very intense battle. Like if you play Battlefield 5 and you actually really focus on what's going on, and you get into one of those games, those games are very intense.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I love them. I've been playing them for forever, so I can't wait for this. Yeah,
like I said, like I can't wait. I would like to see more on it before like making an opinion on it. So,
I mean, if it ever becomes free, hey, I'm in there like Ric Flair. But
you'll probably get like a 10-hour trial because it's in the EA Game Pass thing.
Oh, that means it is free because EA Play is free through Xbox
Game Pass. Yeah, so you'll probably get a 10-hour demo. I'm gonna be on there. I'm gonna be streaming that game. I cannot wait.
I'm here for it, bro.
So since we're talking about shooters, y'all want to go and get that boy out the way?
Get into the final one.
Wait.
Yep.
There's another Age of Empires. Does anybody care? No.
Age of Empires 4. Yes, I actually used to play that in high school. That's gonna be awesome. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. That game's gonna be awesome. Don't be a hater. Anyway. Stop being a hater. Stop being a hater. Anyway, let's get into it.
And a Plague Tale 2 is coming out.
That looks dope. I won't lie. That looks.
I played the first Plague Tale because it was on Game Pass. It was weird as shit, and I could not stop playing that game.
Yeah, I played it. It was okay.
That need to be a soundbite.
That's it. That's the best thing to say. Yeah.
But now,
anyway.
Let's get into
the Halo Infinite. So it seems
free multiplayer day one, baby.
Well, that which is awesome, but regardless of that, it seems like they're just like, all right, we hear y'all. We still want to appeal to like all the old Halo fans, but at the same time, we get it. We want you to move to the modern day. So here is all our structures. Here are like all the new graphics for it, and here you go. And it looked great. I didn't care about graphics in the first one. I was just like, as long as it's like Halo, I mean, cool, but this one looks very fun. Looks like it's gonna move really hard.
Craig on this show, dog.
What now?
You've definitely roasted that Craig face, the brute face.
The Craig face was hilarious stuff. That was funny. But I mean,
you just said you don't care about graphics. The issue with Craig is because his face is it doesn't have the graphics.
The funny thing about Craig's just like I loved everybody joking like Craig didn't want to be there. Like that was the funniest shit to me ever.
You know what they did on that game, right? Like that was a face of an enemy after they hit him and he's dead. So they paused it and took a screenshot and zoomed in. So it is what it is.
But I mean, this one looks great. It looks like they're basically just keeping the basics in, and I mean, as long as they keep that, man, I'm interested in playing it. Looks good.
It looks like Halo.
Yeah, like I mean, that's all I wanted.
Like a Halo game,
and it looks fun.
The different suits, which is cool. Like it's bringing back the shooting. Like it brings back memories of.
It's bringing back the shooting.
It's bringing back the shooting. Like
when did it ever stop using the shooting?
No, it's just bringing back all of like
Halo the come back without shooting. I'm gonna have to make a drive to Microsoft and be like, "What's up, guys?"
My Halo ain't got no shooting in it, bro. I need some more shooting in it.
Be like the kids from Halo Wars. Like, hey, so we're not getting a chance to shoot as Master Chief. When does that happen? When I get past all this, like,
the problem with Halo Wars is they didn't market that as an RTS game.
No, of course they did, because they do.
Said Halo fucking.
I'm pretty sure they said that this was an RTS.
No, the first one, not the second one. I remember the first one because I was like, "Bro, I'm gonna get the shit out of this." Because I was working and I checked it out from this nigga here.
Wait, you was working at GameStop and you didn't know that the game coming out was an RTS?
Yeah, so.
And you're a game advisor, advising people about games?
Yeah, you know what my job was? Stocking them shelves and cleaning the bathrooms.
Oh.
You know what? Sidebar, biggest blunder ever. Persona 4 came out because we were still at Lakeshore. Kid came up and was like, "Hey man, I came to get my Persona," and I asked him, "What system?"
Ooh.
He was like, he looked at
I've done that before.
Me, I was like, I said,
Yeah,
bro. No, I'm just kidding, bro. That's on PlayStation. I had to play it off, but I think he knew that I didn't know what the fuck I was talking about.
It was a lot of Shimmer got me wet. Okay.
What's your phone number?
How do I spell that again?
That used to be the greatest calls ever. Hey, Cliff, you know about these RPGs. Like, what's going on with this? What is this? What is that? Like,
bitch, my name ain't Google. Click.
Like, you ain't had your shit picked out. Don't give me a case off the wall, man. I don't know.
Gotta go watch some X-Play. I think Adam Tesla talked about this.
X-Play. But yeah, no, Halo Infinite looks like tight. They even brought back the skulls, which is pretty hilarious. I'm sure a lot of people online are gonna enjoy that. The story looks interesting. Kind of. I don't know what's going to happen
for the story because I was one of those weird guys who used to read the books in high school. So
so you know a lot more than I do about the story.
Yeah, and
I only played the games, and I was just like, I am
many other avenues that they could take.
Exactly.
There's so many other Spartans that they could talk about just to make the universe bigger. But I mean, your bread and butter is Chief because he the GOAT.
Chief and Cortana. Apparently, I don't know. I didn't finish 5. I keep trying to force myself to play through 5.
They have a new chick too, and it's so
she's damn, I can't remember her name.
I can't remember her name either.
You know why? She's fucking forgettable. She's not Cortana.
Yeah, I mean, we still don't know because the game isn't out, so it's like
she said her name in the trailer. If you
nobody cares. I mean, we was looking at it, but it's like, is that Cortana? It's like, nah.
Is that Cortana? Nah, you ain't. Okay.
That's
Cortana with hair. She got new hairdo.
You will be bitch number 2 forever.
Basically. But I'm interested to see it, but you definitely can see what time does on a video game. So Cliff, when your game finally fucking comes out, maybe it'll be just as good. But when we have an extra year of a game and polish, when polish is added to a game, you can see how much it changes. Like, we didn't see the pop in. We saw high res textures, and then they just switched it. They only showed like 5 minutes of the single player.
It was mostly a multiplayer hype.
It's kind of weird that they barely touched on it, but I guess they wanted to show you that Chief got some textures now. His suit's all worn and it looks good, 4K graphics. But when they went to the multiplayer, that multiplayer just looks fun.
I'm about to say it looked like Halo 3 back in the day.
And it's got physics. You're throwing grenades, the grenade
physics.
Blows up on the weapon flies in the air, you snatch that thing out and keep on shooting. I thought that was kind of dope.
Yeah, if you can manage it.
Those are Halo moments.
So
and they got the grappling hook. You can grapple and hook guns off the ground and keep shooting. You can grapple hook and snatch people out the Banshees.
They use it. And they add all the different shit about Halo that made 4. Yeah, 3.
Yeah, 4 because they had the power ups and all that.
Yeah, because 4 had like the armor lock, the shield, all that other like silly shit.
I do like that the power ups are now something that you can hold. You got like an inventory system.
Yeah.
On to you.
But I mean, because Halo at the end of the day has to keep going. Because I honestly don't think Microsoft's gonna let it go.
It can take a break.
It did. Shit.
Focus on a new character. Like, please do.
Okay. See, yeah, I agree with that.
Well, I don't think you have to do that. I think it's all about it could, but it's all about the way you tell the story. And the way they're doing it this time is they got Cortana was like the perspective person, and they got somebody new. They got the dude, whatever the pilot guy. He's gonna be the relatable character that's gonna help propel Chief's story, throughout the whole game.
I would just like to see like a third-person Halo or like a
first-person shooting
game, bro.
I know, but I mean, they did an RTS. They did.
That wasn't good.
I get what you're saying.
I'm just saying, like, just show different perspectives and different avenues that they could go down.
Well, if they're gonna do something different, they just might as well make a whole new game. You know, maybe in the same universe, that's cool. But if it's Halo, it's probably gonna be a first person shooter.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Because like you see you see the potential of how good it can be and how bad it can be with like how good Reach was and how awful ODST was. So
I didn't really mind ODST. I had fun when it came out.
I didn't.
It was an add-on for 3. It was like whatever.
It's an add-on, but
Yeah,
they
For 3.
marketed that you paid full price for it though.
It was cool.
Yeah, I think that should have been an expansion. Otherwise,
It had
was
Firefight.
but-
I think Firefight was like the cool shit at the time, where you get to get in there with all your buddies and go fight. It was cool. I had fun with it.
So, but I'm honestly just glad Halo's still coming out, because when we were talking about Infinite, before the pandemic, hell, I wasn't confident in it. I like Halo.
I think the gameplay looked great. I mean, the way they showed it last time, they showed rapid fire. He had guns.
He was
guns,
doing everything.
Yeah, and it was interesting. It was different. I think what's the problem with Halo is these enemies. The enemies just look weird and wacky. Like,
and you notice how there's always more enemies than the Covenant? I don't like that.
There are always more enemies than Covenant?
Yeah, because like in the first trailer, there was regular Covenant, but there was still I think it's a Brute is what that class is called.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's an elite.
No.
The big guy. The Brutes are the ape-looking things.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's still Brutes around, but I thought we killed all of them. Like, especially, like, 3 was the last one. He was the last one. I think his name was Tartarus. But
so I don't really remember the storyline, but I'm sure they'll figure out a way to explain. I thought this game was a time jump. I thought this went back in time.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I thought, because the lore was like the Covenant had damn near split. The Arbiter had come back and rallied all the regular Covenant against the Brutes and all that type of shit. But this is all book stuff.
But they're talking about the Banished, and I don't know who the Banished are.
Exactly. Who the hell are these people?
I don't know.
First, it was the great.
They explain it in the story mode.
Well,
hell, first it was the Flood, and then it was then now the Banished. What was
the not Forerunners, but what are they called?
No, these were the Forerunners.
The Forerunners were
the
ones who came beforehand.
The Diadact, and
they're like
Prometheans and all this shit.
Yeah,
come on, guys. What? And that's why I like Halo games, because it just puts you in there, and it's like Chief has to fight everybody.
Is 5 worth going through? Like, I have it downloaded on my Series X, and I haven't finished it.
I don't think I'm the right person to ask it. I enjoyed it just because of what's his name?
Locke, Agent Locke.
What's the actor's name?
Michael Coulter.
Mike Coulter, yes, and he did a good job.
Yeah, he was good as like the new Spartan guy. I liked him, but
yeah.
I mean, I still can't remember much of like Five's story. Yeah, I mean, I remember that, but he's like, you don't know what I have to do. It's so weird.
I'll check it out. Like, Halo always had a great lore. I kind of drifted apart because it got stale. And
it did.
Craziest thing about it is I'm happy that it looks like Halo and it plays like Halo. You know what I mean? So I don't know what I want. I'm that gamer that I was complaining about earlier.
We all are at some point in our time. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's just like Metroid coming back. It's just like, yes, but then people are like, I want a Metroid Prime 4. And I'm like, we got a new Metroid. What the fuck are you arguing about?
So this is my issue with the Metroid is when they showed us the Metroid Prime logo and we got all hyped, like, oh, a new Metroid's coming out. And then they didn't show us shit. And then when they come back with a Metroid game, it's a 2D side scroll. I'm like, bro, this thing didn't take that long to make. Why is this the next Metroid?
Really good though.
It does look fun.
I
just wanted a 3D Metroid Prime.
You wanted to.
They're really sensitive about like the Metroid Prime
other
series.
M.
No,
Metroid just don't sell.
Like, please give me your other M.
Metroid don't sell that well.
Metroid, it's just in the right circumstances because Fusion did a really good job. Yeah, because if you look at Fusion sold really well. First mission sold on GBA. First mission sold really well, and I mean Fusion was also really, really good.
But compared to all the other Nintendo franchises, it's probably not as well as.
No, it's still selling way better than Star Fox. Star Fox is the one.
That's because they came out with another one and they made the R-Wing.
That's because Nintendo don't do shit with Star Fox aside from just doing fucking remakes. And then they're just like, all right, well, we don't know why y'all don't like it, so throwing that in the trash. And it's like
they didn't make it. When was the last remake? They made that Star Fox Assault game, and that was it, wasn't it?
No, they made Star Fox on Wii U, and it was just a remake of the first Star Fox again.
Dookie.
Yeah, it was like, all right, can y'all just
the R-Wing a chicken, and I didn't appreciate that shit.
The R-Wing tastes like chicken.
Turned into a chicken.
The R-Wing turned into a chicken. Yeah,
they did this stupid mech shit.
It has a land mode.
Why are you grabbing the mic arm?
This is what we do in our 2K chat when shit be like real. Like I need to emphasize
it's clicking every time you grab it. I'm like,
I'm sorry.
Oh, but no, it's just that's
the plane had a land mode, Shogun. What do you want me to do?
Wait, a land what?
A land mode.
It was so bad.
They always had the tank. They had the tank.
No, yeah.
No, R-Wing had a tank mode.
Remember in 64 where they just had, the R-Wing and the tank, and then you had the submarine? They didn't want to do that. They were just like, the ship can do everything.
Let's take the wings and fold them in and make it run like a chicken.
Oh, they made it transform. I see.
Basically,
they probably trying to sell toys or something. I don't know.
No, because they also did a tower defense game that was packaged with it, which was also
tower defense Star Wars, a Star Fox game.
Not making that up, bro.
But these are all Wii U games. All those
I was about
games
to say it's a Wii U, so it's a fail. Man. It's an L. You knew it was an L when it was coming out.
It's fucked up, man. They had some bangers. They had some bangers. They had some bangers.
Yeah, they repackaged them and brought them back.
They did. Brought them on Switch, and they're just selling like hotcakes.
Oh, Mario Kart 8.
Hey, Captain Toad is a banger now. It's certified.
But see, you're gonna find all this out when we talk about Nintendo stuff on Friday.
Yes, yes.
That means you got to stay tuned for the next 2 days worth of stuff.
Before I get out of here, how did y'all feel overall about Microsoft's show for E3?
I was definitely very proud of them.
So
he said proud.
Very awesome.
I'm proud of you guys. It's about time you got your shit together, Microsoft.
It was well rounded. They had a lot of stuff. They showed a lot of love to everybody. So
Papa appreciates it.
Yeah, you've been wasting my money all this time. It's finally good to see you putting it
towards
like
a good
dad
use. That's sick of getting fucking macaroni art.
Oh, you finally graduated from college, honey. It only took you 8 years. You ain't even got a doctorate.
Another pair of goddamn socks.
You dumb bastard. Where's all my money? You ain't take no loans. I had to pay that shit out of pocket.
Out of pocket.
Dumb
now he's like,
I'm not
Dad, I invented Bitcoin. We're rich. It's like, I'm proud of you, son.
I'm proud of you, son. Yeah.
High five.
Yeah. But no, Microsoft is definitely the most improved company, and it was probably the most exciting thing that came out of E3 next to Nintendo. All of the other companies is just like, meh. Why are we even having?
Which we're totally gonna get into in the next.
I'm about to say that's gonna be tomorrow on the Thursday show. So that's a whole.
Y'all got a whole week of episodes.
Yeah, see, that's the beauty of Third Play Conference, baby. 3 days.
Oh, because I don't remember you explaining that at the beginning.
That's because we didn't.
Are y'all gonna edit this?
We did say day one.
God damn it.
We did say day one.
I'm sorry.
This is not the Government Name Podcast where we just come out with awesome ideas every Tuesday.
Oh, fuck you. My podcast is awesome. You don't sit up here.
Look at this guy. He gets so angry and
I'm trying to beat him up. Calm down. I'm being...
Fuck you.
Sarcasm. Damn it.
This guy. He's so... Hey, Rockman. No, it's okay. I know. Rockman. It's okay to be second place.
Oh, that's some bullshit. Eject.
Yeah, I know. Wait, hey, look, we don't have Cody Muldoon on our show.
Ejectocito, cuz.
Oh, that's terrible. Don't do.
I'm sorry.
Terrible.
Oh, it's fine. I'll leave anyway. I've been kicked out of better places.
No,
but no,
we need you to come back for day 2. So,
and also, but for real, before we go, Shogun, how did you feel about because
not of course.
How did you feel about Microsoft and their presentation?
I mean, I'm a stan, so
You're not a stand. Stand boy, not a stand though.
Hey, I'm gonna hold you to it now.
I wrote myself my home and my phone.
No,
I mean, you know, I'm a Nintendo stand, so you already know what that is. But you know, go ahead.
I don't.
Okay.
I think they did a really good job. The pacing was great. They showed a lot of games. It was extremely diverse. Then for everybody. Around the middle of it, it got a little boring, but then they brought it back.
And then they put in wackadoo shit like mini fridge.
Listen,
why not? The audience, the community is asking for this. Like,
I know, give the people what they want,
bro. For real, real talk. When I say I'm proud of Microsoft, I am totally proud. From beginning to end, their presentation was fire. Because I've watched all of the E3 conferences, and there are some ass conferences, which we're gonna get into. But it's some ass shit. From Square Enix to Gearbox to fucking Take-Two, who said, you know what we're gonna have? Diversity hire. Come on in, guys. Let's sit down and talk. I was like,
gamers really want to hear about this.
What the fuck am I watching? Are you serious right now? Are you serious?
It's called sensitivity training, and we need that.
Listen,
Juneteenth is a holiday now, guys.
Listen, so if the slowdown for Microsoft's conference was a fucking fridge, I'm with it. Shit, that was way better.
I just feel a type of way when it's like we were asking for certain things, and then
don't sit right with me. I know
federal holiday, my niggas. Like what?
Yeah, but what about that reform? Yeah, whatever. Listen, get in on this barbecue,
my nigga. Got to go to work, motherfucker. My uncle just got shot last week. I don't give a fuck. We can barbecue. I don't need that shit.
All right. I didn't want to do this. Juneteenth shirts. There. Are you happy? Are you fucking happy?
You know what? You done pushed my hand. You know what? Stop the Asian violence. Because we know who's doing it, Tyrone.
It wasn't even us.
That's what I'm saying.
It was
another. They did it 2 weeks. They ain't even protest for that shit. But anyway.
But I say, you know what? Check out the latest episode of Government Day podcast for that one.
I talked about a fucking wedding. It don't matter.
It's okay.
No, I'm just
also I also got to plug another podcast that talks about it. Shout out to the Humble Braggers episode. Their episode's called "Is it a black bill? Is a black bill worth it?" Something like that. But they talk heavily about it. It's dope.
It's kind of weird, like celebrating Juneteenth. Like I've heard so many things about Juneteenth. It's like
I've been celebrating.
They told them late, like this is the greatest CP day of the year.
No.
It's like the people didn't know that they were free. And anyway,
their episode's called "Is a holiday the consolation prize?"
I don't want a fucking holiday. I want some money.
Because you know what? You know what's crazy? Can't even teach about it because critical race theory. So.
See, I've been wanting to talk about critical race theory for the longest. I don't.
This ain't the podcast today.
It ain't the podcast.
You know what? I understand. I know you're.
I'm like this with critical race though. I get what they trying to do, but I'm not sure if this is the way to do it.
Right.
Can't teach Juneteenth without Kwanzaa, baby. That's all I'm saying. But it's okay. But that's okay. That's enough. That we're flat out of time for day one of the Third Plate Conference, and it's been dope. It's gonna get doper. First annual, right? First day. Ooh, knock that shit out.
Can't wait.
First annual, first day.
It's both.
First annual day. All right.
See, that's why we bring you on, nigga. That's why you bring it on.
Keep it moving. We just keep it rolling.
Keep it pushing. So,
real quick. Sorry. Design Lab. Are y'all gonna make some controllers?
No.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, nah. No, I heard about that. I was like, that's
no, it's all right. No, don't worry. It's cool.
That's no.
Okay. Yeah,
I'm good.
Right.
Yeah,
I got one. They nice.
Baller.
No,
I'm gonna say it's a drop in the bucket for you.
Nah, I'm a nigga broke. I need money. My shit fake. You see this shit? It ain't real. I did it for the cameras, nigga.
Hey man. I'm just holding on over here.
When they say the ATL, I'm gonna fake it till I make it.
I ain't gonna fake it. I just be honest with it.
Fuck that.
I just be honest that it ain't real. Whatever.
I got to be the face, so I got to fake it.
You got to be the face.
I got to be the face. Yeah. Dumb face. Smart nigga. Other smart nigga face.
Smart niggas.
Smart niggas. Opinionated smart niggas.
Yeah,
opinionated smart niggas.
I'm definitely opinionated.
I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you can't give me nothing. It's my opinion.
No, I'm talking about for me.
Okay.
It's all good though. But
now, I appreciate you guys for having me on. I definitely love this podcast. I stay in y'all comments complaining and loving the show. I hate listening, but I think y'all need that balance though. And like I'm the other end of the scale, so sometimes my shit is off kilter. But I definitely fuck with the podcast. It's always enjoyable. I'm glad you listen to Deezus and Mel because they help you with your jokes and all that shit. No, I'm talking to Rockman.
Yeah.
That's where all his slang and stuff come from. My guy. Like he wasn't saying my guy.
I said my guy way before them. That's just something they used. I said my guy way before that.
You know I know where you from, right?
I know. You know
we didn't use that slang in Montgomery.
No, I didn't use that when I was younger, but I still used it when I was like older, before them. I was out here.
You ain't used that before.
Now that was probably from them, maybe.
Any damn way. I'm Leroy from the Third Plate Conference.
Rockman 3K3.
My name has been Shogun. You can check me out on the Government Name Podcast. That's GUBMINTNAMA. Wow, I fucked that up at the end.
You did.
NAME.
I was gonna say that we were gonna.
I was about to close it out. I had my hand on the button. I was like, he gonna fix it. I know he gonna fix it.
Nah.
We'll see y'all again on day 2.
I don't even know my name on the podcast.
Peace.